Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is actually our second video lecture for reinforced concrete design under Integration Course 3. So for this lecture, we are going to go forward with the ultimate strength design. Since last time, we only talk about how to calculate the stress, how to calculate the transform moment of inertia, how do we know if the beam is cracked. We talk about the cracking moment, whereas the cracking stress is actually 0.62 lambda squared of FC prime. And then we also talk about the modular ratio last time. Basically, the modular ratio is how you transform the area of steel into its equivalent concrete area. Because in order for us to use the formula, which is MC over I, the material should be homogeneous. It means that it must be a single material. So we need to transform all of our material into concrete by using the modular ratio N. And then once we do that, we can now calculate the transformed moment of inertia. This is actually what we call the ICRAC, no? ICR. Okay, so we also introduced the allowable stresses, which is actually 0.5 Fy for steel and 0.45 Fc prime for concrete. So all of those are actually under working stress design. When we say working stress design, our safety factor is actually given in terms of factor of safety. So the factor, which is 0.5, is actually a factor of safety of 2 FOS, no? Basically 1/2 naging 0.5. And then the factor of safety is also the 0.45. So when we talk about working stress design does not use load factor. We just add the dead load and live load without any load factor. So again, for working stress design, we are just using unfactored loads. We're actually using this working stress design in deflection calculation, no? So if you go back to your RCD, meron po tayong formula for deflection calculation. Ang tawag naman po natin doon is the effective moment of inertia. The effective moment of inertia will utilize the cracking moment, the gross moment of inertia, and the crack moment of inertia. So there's actually a formula. For those of you who are under Miss RCD, tinuro ko po yan on how to calculate the deflection. And that is under working stress design, no load factors. Okay, so since this is just a review, let me go straight to ultimate strength design. Okay, so this is what we reviewed last time. Anyway, I'm going to upload this lecture, no, for those of you who are asking. For ultimate strength design, basically, as I've said, this is just a summary of my lecture, no? So for ultimate strength design, we are now considering the maximum strength of our materials. So maximum strength, that means in order for us to have safety, para po magkaroon tayo ng allowance, kasi hindi naman pwede na gagamitin natin yung maximum ng materials. At the same time, you are not giving off any safety factors. So our safety factors is actually coming from what we call load factors. So the load factors is actually what gives the safety, no? Load factors are actually our safety factor. We need safety because we are now maximizing the material when it comes to ultimate strength design. You maximize the strength of the material. So the common load factors that we use is actually 1.2 plus 1.6 of 1.2 of dead load plus 1.6 of live load. That is for NECP 2010. And for NECP 2001, that is 1.4 of dead load plus 1.7 of live load. You might be wondering, sir, bakit kaya tinuturo pa ni sir yung 2001? Outdated na yon. That is because our board examiner, which is actually Engineer Praxedis Marquez, started being the examiner for structural design since nung 2001 NECP pa yung ginagamit. So, yung question bank na ginagamit po ni Ma'am Praxi, actually that's her name, yung question bank na ginagamit ni Ma'am Praxi, our examiner in structural design, lahat po ng tanong niya coming from 2001 going to 2010. So some questions are still remaining na nasasagot lang using 2001. So that is why in review center, we are actually mentioning both codes, 2001 and 2010. Anyway, if you know the concept, you don't have to worry about this codes. For 2001 NECP, our load factor is actually 1.4 dead plus 1.7 live. For 2010 NECP, it's actually 1.2 dead plus 1.6 live. So in calculating this design strength, of our section, if you have a section, we have to calculate the design strength. What we are going to calculate is what we call the nominal strength, or basically MN. The nominal strength is just coming from simple statics or simple mechanics. No, we are going to calculate the capacity just by using simple mechanics. Compression equals tension. But this MN is what we call the nominal moment of inertia, or nominal moment capacity. No, not inertia. Nominal moment capacity. And then, once you calculate the nominal moment capacity, we are multiplying this nominal moment capacity by a reduction factor phi. So phi is actually a reduction factor. That reduction factor is actually used to account for any uncertainty. No? So it could be a difference in grade of steel, a difference in the strength of concrete na nagamit po sa design. So the reduction factor is to account for any uncertainty. Kaya po meron tayo niyan, no? So you can notice that for NECP 2010, let me start with this one. For NECP 2010, our reduction factor, we have what we call tension controlled. For tension controlled, that is 0.9. So what is tension controlled? Basically, these are sections that is actually prone to ductile failure. So kapag sinabi po nating tension control, these are sections which will exhibit ductile failure. When we say ductile, it means that the steel will yield. First, mag-yield po muna si steel bago masira si concrete, no? So ductile failure. So that means steel yields first before concrete. Okay? Steel yield first before concrete. So we say in NECP 2010, we say that our section is tension controlled when the tension strain ET is actually greater than 0.005. If the tension strain is greater than 0.005, that is tension controlled. And if the tension controlled, this is actually what we want in our design. Gusto natin tension, which means gusto po natin is gusto natin nag-yield yung bakal. Gusto natin yung ductile failure. So our reduction factor, you can notice na very close to 1, that is only 0.9. On the other hand, when we have a compression control, this is actually for brittle failure. So this is brittle. So compression controlled are those, from the word itself, those are sections that are commonly exposed to compression. For example, those are our columns, no? So sa column po kasi mas nauuna pang ma-reach ni compression yung 0.003 compared po sa steel before pa mag-yield si steel, no? So kasi nga po may axial. Okay? So that is compression controlled. Compression controlled can also be determined by the strain. you can mention, you can see that the strain in my steel is less than Fy, or basically hindi po nag-yield si steel. Steel does not yield. Does not yield. So kapag hindi po nag-yield si steel, that is mostly compression control. Again, kapag hindi nag-yield si steel, that is mostly compression control. That is when the strain in steel is less than Fy over Es, or 0.002 for grade 415. So, as I mentioned, this compression controlled are mostly our columns. No? Ito po yung mga columns natin. And we have two types of reinforcement. It could be spiral or tied. No? We have spiral or tied. This one is tied. Spiral comes from when this spiral or tied comes from the confinement, or basically yung shear. So if you have a beam, let's say this, or let's say a column, ang tied po natin is when yung hiwa-hiwalay, no? Hiwa-hiwalay yung stirrups natin. This is tied. This is tied. On the other hand, you have spiral when your confinement is continuous. Yung paikot, no? Kapag paikot po yung ating confinement, that is what we call the spiral. The next one, for the reduction factor, we have shear. For shear and torsion, that is 0.75. That is medyo mababa. That is actually quite low, because for shear and torsion, we don't want any failure to happen. Ayaw po nating mangyari yung shear failure. Because shear failure is actually a devastating failure. Kapag nag-fail po yung ating member in shear, it could lead to a destruction of the whole member. No? Kaya ayaw po natin yung mag-fail sa shear. And then we have also bearing in concrete. No? So for NECP 2001, unlike NECP 2010 that we are actually dependent on the strain, in NECP 2010 po kasi, we are dependent on the strain, whereas you have to calculate for the strain. If it's greater than 0.005, your phi factor is 0.9. If it's in between 0.02 and 0.0005, you have to interpolate, and this is what we call transition. Okay, so between between 0.005 and Fy over Es, this is actually what we call transition. So in order to calculate for phi, you have to interpolate. No? Interpolate between 0.9 and 0.665. That is for transition when it comes to NECP 2010. So basically for NECP 2010, we are really dependent on the phi factor. We have to interpolate. And we have to calculate the strain in our steel in order to calculate for the phi factor. On the other hand, for NECP 2001, it's quite straightforward. NECP 2001 mentioned na for flexure, it's only 0.9. You just have to multiply the phi factor with 0.9. For axial compression, that is 0.7 and 0.75. 0.7 for tied and 0.75 for spiral. For shear and torsion, it's 0.85. For bearing in concrete, it's 0.7. You can notice that some of the factors are actually reduced when we transform or when we transition into NECP 2010. But basically, these factors are just copied from ACI 318. No? Kinokopya lang din po natin yan sa ACI 318. The main code is actually the ACI 318. Okay, so how do we calculate for the flexure formula? So as I mentioned, we are going to use the maximum strength of our material. So if we have this compression, this is the compression, and basically the bottom part is actually in tension. We are experiencing positive moment, so compression and tension. The bottom part of the reinforced concrete, yung bottom part po na to, this one, basically it's already cracked na po yan. So it will not be included in the calculation. crack na yung ilalim. And then you have tension being carried by the bottom or by the tension bars. So that is Fy, the stress is Fy. And the stress in your concrete is highly nonlinear. Nonlinear po yung stress in concrete. This is nonlinear because concrete is nonlinear material. So in order to make the calculation easier, we transform the nonlinear stress into its equivalent stress block. This is your equivalent stress block. The equivalent stress block is actually 0.85 of Fc prime. So instead of using yung nonlinear na Fc prime lang, yung nonlinear na Fc prime, ang ginawa po natin, ginawa natin siyang equivalent stress block. Ginawa natin siyang rectangular lang, but we cannot use Fc prime kasi in-average lang po natin to eh. In order to get the equivalent rectangular block. So in-average natin yan, so we are only going to use 0.85 Fc prime. This is what we call the Whitney's stress block. Whitney's stress block. So basically, if the stress is 0.85 Fc prime, the stress is 0.85 Fc prime. If you want to calculate for the compression force is stress times area. So based on our mechanics of materials, that is just stress multiplied by area, no? So the stress is basically equal to 0.85 Fc prime. The area is the area of the stress block. The area of the stress block, this area, the area right here is A multiplied by B, AB, no? This is B. The tension stress or the tension force is basically, again, the stress multiplied by area. The tension force is AS multiplied by Fy. Given that Fy actually yields, kapag po nag-yield sa Fy, no? If yielding. If hindi nag-yield, then we have to calculate the value of Fs. If hindi nag-yield, we have to calculate for the value of Fs. So, in order to calculate for the depth of the stress block A, kailangan po natin calculate yung depth ng stress block A. The depth of the stress block A is, we just have to equate compression is equal to tension. So equating compression is equal to tension, compression equals tension. The compression is 0.85 Fc prime AB. That is equal to the tension force, which is ASFY. You can now calculate for A. That is simple. Let's just arrange the equation. ASFY, 0.85 of Fc prime B. Okay? So, and then in order to calculate for the moment capacity, since this is actually two forces that are equal to each other, and going opposite in direction, the other one is going compression, the other is going tension. So two forces that are equal but opposite into each but opposite in direction, they are what we call couple, no? This is actually a couple. So in order to calculate the magnitude of the couple, that is just that is the nominal moment capacity, that is the force multiplied by distance. So the force could be the compression or tension multiplied by the distance between the two forces, that is the effective depth, minus the compression force is actually acting at the center of the stress block, so that is A over 2. Then multiply by the phi factor. The phi factor is the reduction factor to calculate for the ultimate capacity. The ultimate capacity, or phi mn, is phi factor multiplied by the nominal moment capacity. Okay, so if we look at the strain, so the equation in calculating the capacity of our beam, it's actually assuming a linear strain, no? So kapag tinignan po natin yung linear strain, this is stress. Yung stress natin non-linear. Take note yung stress non-linear. Ginawa po nating equivalent stress block. Okay? But the strain is linear. The strain is linear. So the strain is linear. So you have this strain. So the strain in your concrete, the maximum strain according to our code is 0.003. That is the strain in concrete, 0.003. And the strain in steel is, let's say, strain S, ES, no? Or if yielding, it could be strain Y. So the depth of the neutral axis, this is the depth of the neutral axis. The depth of the neutral axis is actually a variable C. So mag-introduce po tayo ng bagong variable, that is C. Variable C is actually the depth of the neutral axis. It is different from A, no? Because A is the depth of the stress block. A is the depth of the stress block. So if we want to calculate for C, there is actually a equation. The equation is actually here. Depth of the equivalent rectangular stress block, that is A multiplied by beta C. A is equal to beta 1C, where beta 1 is the distance, or beta 1 is given in our code. Beta 1 is equal to 0.85 if FC prime is less than or equal to 30 for NSCP 2001, less than or equal to 28 for NSCP 2010. Okay, for NSCP 2010. So what if the FC prime is greater than 30 or greater than 28? So if the FC prime is greater than 30 or greater than 28 megapascal, your beta 1 is calculated as 0.85 minus 0.05 over 7 FC prime minus 30 or 28, no? Minus 30 or 28. Of course, 28 for NSCP 2010 and 30 for NSCP 2001. Okay, for NSCP 2001. So if you want to calculate for the strain in our steel, you just have to get the ratio. Magre-ratio lang po tayo, no? So ito is our effective depth. This is our effective depth. So in order to calculate for ES or the strain in steel, ang gagawin natin, ratio lang, no? 0.003. The first triangle is actually this one. Ito po. So this upper triangle, no? So basically that is 0.003 divided by C is equal to, the second triangle is the big triangle. It's actually this one. This one, no? This is the second triangle. So it's just ES divided by this length is D minus C. So that is D minus C. Okay. So if I want to calculate for the strain in steel, that is 0.003 multiplied by D minus C over C. Okay. And if I want to calculate for the stress in steel, dito ko na lang isulat, no? So we know that our modulus of elasticity in steel is equal to stress over strain. So stress is Fs over strain S. So cross multiply, the strain in S is equal to Fs over Es. Okay? Fs over Es. So, and our strain S is given as 0.003 D minus C over C. So substituting this into this equation, that is Fs over Es is equal to 0.003 D minus C over C. Yung Es po natin, or yung modulus of elasticity of steel, is basically 200,000 megapascal. You just have to cross multiply. So 200,000 multiplied by 0.003, it will just be Fs is equal to 600 multiplied by D minus C over C. Okay? So that is how you calculate for the stress in steel if you want to check kung nag-yield ba yung bakal mo o hindi. Okay? If Fs is greater than Fy, so that means your steel yields. If Fs is less than Fy, then not yield. Okay? Not yield. Use Fs. Gagamitin po natin si Fs sa calculation. Okay? So, you don't have to remember any formula here, no? Because if you try to memorize the formula, one way or the other, makakalimutan mo rin siya, no? So, try to remember compression is equal to tension. The compression is stress multiplied by area, and the stress is the stress is 0.85 FC prime. The area is A multiplied by B, and that will be equal to AS FY. AS is the area, the stress is Fy, no? And then if you want to calculate for the capacity, that will just be the force multiplied by the distance. And the force is compression or tension. You can choose. Pwedeng compression, pwedeng tension, multiplied by the distance, which is D minus A over 2. Then you have to multiply with the reduction factor to calculate for the ultimate capacity. In design offices, I would like to mention this because it's, nung naalala ko siya nung board exam, it's actually quite helpful din sa akin. In design offices, when you are creating a spreadsheet to calculate for the area of steel, usually what we are doing is to calculate the steel ratio. So mag-introduce ulit tayo. No? So there's actually what we call the steel ratio. Steel ratio is the ratio of the steel over the effective area of concrete. So steel ratio is rho, which is equal to AS divided by BD. No? AS over BD. So if I want to solve for AS is equal to rho BD. No? Rho BD. So rho is the steel ratio. Rho is our steel ratio. And based on our calculation earlier, we can equate compression is equal to tension, and the compression is 0.85 FC prime AB is equal to ASFY. Take note, given steel yields, no? I have to mention this, given that steel yields. Dapat po nag-yield si steel, okay? And if I want to calculate for the value of A, the value of A is ASFY over 0.85 of FC prime B. Okay, this is the value of A. And then, based on our formula of Mn, Mn is equal to compression or tension multiplied by D minus A over 2. And if I want to use compression, that is 0.85 of FC prime AB, D minus A over 2. And substituting this value of A to this equation, substituting the value of A, Mn will now be equal to 0.85 of FC prime. The A is ASFY over 0.85 FC prime B. But let me do some changes. No? Let me do some changes. Ang gagawin ko po dito, before I substitute, I will multiply this by D over D such that yung ASFY or AS over B times D magiging equal sa rho. No? It will be equal to rho. So it will be equal to rho FYD divided by 0.85 of FC prime. Okay, that is my A. Rho FYD divided by 0.85 of FC prime. So that is what I will substitute to this equation. Substitute natin dyan. So that will be rho FYD divided by 0.85 of FC prime B multiplied by D minus rho FYD divided by 0.85 of FC prime. Take note, multiply by 2 kasi meron tayong A over 2, no? So multiply by 2. So simplifying, that will be cancel si 0.85 FC prime. I can now take out D. So magiging D squared. Rho BD squared, no? So ang natira po dito is equal to rho FY BD squared. That is rho FY BD squared multiply by, tinake out ko si D, ano? I just factor out D. Pinactor out ko si D, so that will be 1 minus 1 over 0.85 times 2. That is 0.59. 0.59 rho FY over FC prime. Okay? So that is actually our formula. So that is this formula is applicable for calculating the nominal moment capacity. Okay? This is actually applicable for calculating nominal moment capacity. Nominal moment capacity given that you have still ratio. Actually, if you don't want to memorize this formula, okay lang din naman kasi kapag may rho ka, if you have a value of rho, still ratio, you can easily calculate for AS. I-multiply mo lang ng BD. AS is equal to rho BD. Pero kung natandaan mo po itong formula na to, rho Fy BD squared, 1 minus 0.59 rho Fy over Fc prime, you can easily calculate for the nominal moment capacity. Take note, given that, meron tayong ginawang assumption. Given that our steel yields. Given that our steel yield. Given kapag dapat po mag-yield si steel. So, actually, this formula, I commonly use this for slab and for foundation. Bakit? Sa slab sa kasi sa foundation, dahil sobrang nipis ng effective depth, dahil mababaw yung effective depth, lagi pong nag-yield yung bakal. Laging nag-yield yung bakal sa slab saka sa foundation. So kung laging nag-yield yung bakal, you can easily use this formula without worrying na kung nag-yield kaya yung steel ko. Kasi laging mag-yield kapag po slab saka kapag foundation. No? At the same time, I just want to share for design offices, usually ang ginagawa, if you have MN, if PMN, which is basically PMN, multiply lang natin ng phi yan, no? Multiply natin ng phi yan. PMN is equal to phi rho Fy BD squared 1 minus 0.59 rho Fy over Fc prime. Usually, yung rho MN natin, which is actually the capacity, ine-equate natin yan sa applied moment. Yung applied moment natin, MU. So, ine-equate natin yan sa applied moment, MU, equal to phi MN, and then phi rho Fy BD squared, 1 minus 0.59 of rho Fy over Fc prime. Given that you use this equation, pwede mo na agad ma-solve si rho. Pwede mo na agad ma-solve si rho. Kapag na-solve mo si rho, i-multiply mo lang ng BD, ma-calculate mo na si AS. Some design offices, yung iba po, ginagamit ito kasi nga mas madaling i-type sa spreadsheet. No? Mas madaling i-type sa spreadsheet, mas madaling i-calculate sa spreadsheet. Anyway, it depends on you. No? Kung ayaw nyo naman, okay lang din. Compression is equal to tension na lang. No? Pwede naman talagang compression is equal to tension lang. Okay. So for NECP design restriction, these are some design restrictions sa ating code. We actually have a minimum still ratio. Minimum still ratio given both in 2001 and 2010. The minimum is square root of Fc prime over Fy over 4Fy, but it should not be less than 1.4 over Fy. That is our minimum tension still ratio. So basically, if you calculate for this two, kapag na-calculate ka po na to, whichever is higher between the two, that will be the governing rho minimum. Okay? Take note. Basta you just have to calculate both equation and then whichever is higher, that will be the governing. Or that will be your minimum still ratio. So wag kayong malilito dun sa sinabing minimum. Sir, minimum daw. So kinuha ko yung mas maliit, no? Hindi. You calculate both and whichever is higher, that will be our minimum still ratio. For the maximum still ratio, actually this one is medyo naging magulo nung naging 2010 NECP. Ano? Sa 2001, our maximum still ratio is only 0.75 of raw balance. Later on, I will explain raw balance. For 2010, our maximum still ratio is 0.85 beta 1 Fc prime over Fy multiply by 3 over 7. Multiply by 3 over 7. So, what is that 3 over 7? Ano po yung 3 over 7 na yun, no? So, according to NSCP 2010, for NSCP 2010, I'm talking about NSCP 2010, the minimum strain such that your beam will be considered flexural beam. According po ito sa NSCP 2010, no? According sa kanya, the minimum strain ES na lang, no? ES minimum. The minimum strain is actually 0.004. The minimum strain in order for your beam to be considered as flexure dominated, or ibig sabihin po flexure yung failure niya na may moment. The minimum strain is 0.004. So strain po yan in terms of strain. However, as your strain increases, ang nangyayari po kapag lumalaki si strain, si rho bumababa, no? Si still ratio, it's actually decreases. When the strain increases, the still ratio decreases, no? And on the other hand, when the strain decreases, the rho increases. So they are actually inversely proportional. Inversely proportional. So ang katumbas po ni minimum, dahil inversely sila, for minimum still ratio, ang katapat niya po is actually the maximum still ratio, rho max, no? Ang rho max daw natin, the maximum still ratio is when the strain is 0.004. So when the strain is 0.004, this is the strain 0.004. The strain is concrete is given as 0.003. So this is actually C, and this is D. So if I want to do ratio and proportion ulit ako, this is triangle 1, this is triangle 1, and this is triangle 2. Triangle 2, no? So such that this one will be 0.004 plus 0.003. That is 0.007. So triangle 1 muna ako, that will be 0.003 divided by C is equal to triangle 2, which is 0.007 divided by D, no? So the ratio of C over D is equal to 3 over 7. 0.003 divided by 0.007, or basically your C is equal to 3 over 7 of D. 3 over 7 of D. Huh? 3 over 7 of D. And if I want to relate that to A, pwede ko na ma-relate yan dun sa A. No? C is equal to T. So C is 0.85 of FC prime. AB is equal to ASFY. ASFY. And AS is equal to rho, or basically rho is equal to AS over BD. No? So, i-divide ko po both side by 1 over BD. So that magka-cancel to. That will be 0.85 of FC prime A divided by D is equal to AS over BD. That will be rho FY. No? Rho FY. Rho FY. And substituting this to this value of C, substituting to here, kailangan ko po munang palabasin si C. So that will be 0.85 of FC prime. A is equal to beta 1C divided by beta 1C divided by D is equal to rho Fy. But di ba yung C over D is equal to 3 over 7. So 3 over 7, so that will be 0.85 of FC prime. 0.85 of FC prime beta 1 multiplied by 3/7 is equal to rho Fy. So if I want to solve for rho, ang rho po natin is equal to 0.85 FC prime beta 1 divided by Fy multiplied by 3/7. So ito yung maximum natin, no? That is our maximum still ratio. 0.85 FC prime beta 1 over Fy multiplied by 3/7. So this is actually the maximum still ratio for NECP 2010. Yan talaga yung sinabi ni Code. The strain is supposed to be 0.004 for your section to be considered as flexure dominated, no? Flexure dominated. So on the other hand, meron po tayong tinatawag na rho 5, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na rho 5. Ano yung rho 5? So rho 5 is basically, again, this is another amount of steel, steel ratio that is actually amounting. Ito pong rho 5, nagsasabi sa atin that if you use this amount of steel ratio, your beam will surely be tension controlled, no? Tension controlled. And according to what we read earlier, 'di ba sabi natin kapag tension controlled, the strain is actually equal to 0.005. So kapag yung strain natin 0.005, if we create again the strain diagram, this is 0.005, this is 0.003. So this is again C, this is D. So if I use the ratio and proportion that is 0.003 over C is equal to 0.008.3 plus 0.5 divided by D. So ang C over D natin will be 3/8, no? So substituting again to this equation, ang magiging po nating equation for rho 5, that is 0.85 FC prime 0.85 FC prime beta 1 over Fy multiplied by 3/8. Take note, this still ratio is actually for tension controlled condition. This is not the maximum still ratio as given by the code. Ang maximum pa rin naman is 3/7. However, for 3/8, that is for the amount of reinforcement given that your reinforcement will surely be tension controlled, no? This is actually the maximum amount of reinforcement given that your section will surely be tension controlled. So kung sigurado kang tension controlled, ano yung phi factor? 0.9. The phi factor will be 0.9. Kasi kapag tension controlled, phi is 0.9. Diba? So again, the 3/8 is the maximum amount of reinforcement given that your section will surely be tension controlled. Whereas the phi factor is 0.9. Sir, bakit ba meron pang rho 5? Meron pang rho max. In this case kasi, when we talk about rho max, even though the code mentioned that it is 0.004, kahit na po sinabi niya na 0.004, the problem is, ito pong 0.004, di ba less than 0.005 yan? Less than, so is this tension control? Question, is this tension control? Yung maximum? Tension control kaya to? Hindi, di ba? So this is not tension control. Hindi lang may chance na hindi, always hindi. Kasi siguradong less than 0.005 yan eh. Di ba? Less than 0.005 yan. Lagi, di ba? Laging less than 0.005 yan. Kasi 0.004 yan. So basically, this is not tension controlled. So, kaya ang ginawa po natin, this is not tension controlled. So, ang ginawa po natin is, if this is not tension controlled, your phi factor is not equal to 0.9. So, kung hindi equal sa 0.9, ang gagawin mo, kailangan mo pang mag-interpolate. No? Kailangan pa mag-interpolate. Later on, we will talk about this in doubly reinforced, pero what you have to remember is kapag ang ginamit mo na Romax is 0.004 na strain, which is 3/7, this is actually not tension controlled. Hindi siya tension controlled kasi kailangan mo mag-interpolate. It's actually in between. It is not tension controlled. This is not compression controlled. This is actually under transition. Tama ba? This is transition. Kapag transition, it's between 0.002 or basically ES and 0.005. Kailangan mong mag-interpolate, no? Kasi transition yan. Transition. So, later on, you will notice na kapag sa doubly, ang gagamitin natin yung 3/8. Okay? Yung 3/8. So anyway, that is the maximum still ratio for flexure-dominated beam, no? So according naman po sa NSCP, this is the maximum still ratio for flexure-dominated beam. Ibig sabihin, magpe-fail siya sa flexure. Meron pa po tayong tinatawag na balance condition. Ano ibig sabihin ng balance condition? So aside from the maximum, meron kang rho 5, which is when that is the still ratio when your beam will surely be tension controlled. Basically, phi is 0.9. Meron pa po tayong tinatawag na rho balance. So rho balance is when your the steel and concrete yield at the same time. So actually, this condition rarely happens. Almost hindi nangyayari na magsasabay mag-yield si steel at saka si concrete. Most of the time, according to our discussion last time, no, mas gusto po natin na mag-yield si bakal. Kasi pag nag-yield si bakal, that is actually a ductile failure. So gusto natin ductile failure. Okay? Ductile failure. So going back here, basically ang balance po is when the steel and concrete yield at the same time. So kapag ginawa natin yung ating strain diagram, again, kapag our strain diagram is linear, when na-reach niya si 0.003, yung steel mo dahil nag-yield, this is actually equal to Fy over ES. Fy over ES. Nag-yield sila ng sabay. Fy over ES. So this is C, this is D, no? C, this is D. So you can do ratio. So 0.003 divided by C is equal to Fy over ES divided by C minus D. D minus C. So D minus C. Or we could now substitute this to our equation earlier. Ang equation na po natin dito is 0.85, this one, no? Kunin ko lang ito, take out ko to, 0.85 Fc prime beta 1C over D. So that is 0.85 Fc prime beta 1C over D is equal to rho Fy. So I want to calculate the ratio of C over D. So ang gawin ko na lang para mas madali, ang i-consider kong second triangle will be this one. Just like earlier, no? Ito pa rin. This is triangle 2. So that will be 0.003 0.003 divided by C is equal to, that is 0.003 plus Fy over ES divided by D. Okay? So calculating for C over D, that is C over D. Cross multiply lang po. That will be 0.003 divided by 0.003 plus Fy over ES. And ES is given as 200,000 megapascal, no? 200,000. So multiply 200,000. So C over D is equal to 0.003. 200,000 times 0.003, that is 600 plus Fy over 200,000. Then simplify, that is C over D is equal to 600 over 600 plus Fy. So substituting that to this equation, that will be the rho, or the rho balance, is equal to 0.85 of Fc prime beta 1 over Fy multiplied by 600 over 600 plus Fy. So this formula, you could try to remember that. That is only applicable for balance. That is what we call the balance steel ratio. Kapag sinabi nating balance, that is when the steel and concrete yield at the same time. Nag-yield ng sabay. Again, you have to remember tatlong rho. Una, first one, maximum. When the strain is 0.004, so the factor is 3 over 7. Second one, when the beam is actually surely in tension, that is when the strain is 0.005, the factor is 3 over 8. Third one, balance. When the steel and concrete yield at the same time, that is, the factor is 600 over 600 plus Fy. Again, if you don't remember that, we have a very simple derivation. Gawin mo lang yung ratio and proportion ng triangle kung hindi mo naalala, kung nakalimutan mo. Okay? So that's the balance condition. That is also the maximum rho max. No? Rho max. For 2001, the rho max is 0.75 rho balance. Actually, mas madali nung 2001. You just have to multiply 0.75 to rho balance. Anyway, let's try to answer one problem. Let's go to problem. No? Medyo marami na akong dada. For those of you who are going to watch this video, baka i-skip nyo yung mga dada ko. Hindi nyo maintindihan yung concept. Okay? So you have to listen from the start. No? You need to absorb the concept such that you won't forget all the formula. So understand the concept so that you don't forget all the formulas. Even me, I can derive it all the time. Kaya ko po siyang i-derive all the time. So let's calculate this one. A reinforced concrete beam has a width of 250 millimeter and a total depth of 450. So the width is 250 and the total depth of 450. It is reinforced with a total steel area of 1875 millimeters squared and placed at an effective depth of 375. No? 375. Specified compressive strength is 28 megapascal. Fc prime is 28 MPa. And then Fy is 415 megapascal. Determine the factored moment capacity of the beam. What will happen is basically magka-crack po si beam, no? Magka-crack si beam, and then you will have a rectangular stress block. The rectangular stress block is 0.85 Fc prime. The stress. And then you have the tension, no? So this is the rectangular stress block. So you just have to equate compression is equal to tension. The compression is stress multiplied by area. Stress is 0.85 Fc prime. Ang area mo is A multiplied by B. This is A multiplied by B. This one. A multiplied by B. That is equal to AS Fy. assuming steel yields. Again, this is assume steel yields. In-assume ko po muna nag-yield si steel. Later on, we will check. So, calculating for the value of A, that will be 0.85 of FC prime multiplied by A multiplied by B, that is 250, is equal to AS, that is 1875 multiplied by FY 415. Value of A will be what's the value of A? $130.78. And then check if still yields. Usually, kapag po naman sa board exam or even in my quizzes, even in the midterm exam, yung pag-check po ng still, pwede nyo naman gawin using calculator lang yan. No? So, check nyo agad. Bali, meron kang dito checking. So, you have to calculate for Fs. Fs is 600 D minus C over C. Makakalculate mo naman po agad si C, di ba? C is equal to, if FC prime is less than or equal to 28, your beta 1 is 0.85. If greater than 28 in 2010 NSCP, magiging pong 0.85 minus 0.05 over 7, FC prime minus 28. No? So, ang C natin, beta 1 is 0.85. So, that is 130.78 divided by 0.85. This is what? Ilan to? $153.86. Then calculating for Fs easily, that is 600 times D, 375 minus 153.86 divided by 153.86. This is equal to, ilan po ito? 862.41. 862.41 megapascal is greater than 415. So, mas malaki dun sa yield strength. So, assumption is correct. Okay. Kasi nga po, nag-yield si steel. Steel yields. Okay. Okay, kasi nag-yield po si steel. So, to calculate for the nominal moment capacity Mn, Mn is just equal to compression or tension multiplied by compression or tension multiplied by D minus A over 2. Force times distance. So, ang gagamitin ko na lang po, tension, since I know yield naman po si steel, so ASFY multiplied by D minus A over 2. That is equal to 1875 multiplied by Fy, which is 415, multiplied by D, effective depth is 375, minus A, 130.78 over 2. So, Mn is now equal to 8 to 40.92. Divided by 1,000, no, to make it kilonewton meter. So, for those of you watching the recording, baka nalito, dinivide lang po ng dinivide ng 1 times 10 raised to 6 pala. So, kasi naka-newton millimeter tayo, no? Divided by times 10 raised to 6. Divided by times 10 raised to 6. So, to calculate for the factored, take note, ang tinatanong factored, no? So, phi. So, phi is phi Mn. Our phi factor, our phi or the reduction factor is dependent on it's actually dependent on the strain. So, if you calculate for the strain, ES, ang strain natin is 0.003 D minus C over C. So, again, madali naman po i-calculate to, 0.003 That is 375 minus 153.86 over 153.86. Strain is actually, it will be surely greater than 0.005, correct? What is the strain? What is the strain? 0.003 multiplied by D minus C. 375 minus 375 minus 153. 153.86. Ilan? Uh, what is the strain? 0.0043, no? 153.86. Yeah, this is actually transition, no? So, okay, so our strain is actually 0.0043. 0.0043, which is less than 0.005. So, dapat po transition. Okay, so hindi ko pa pala siya agad masosolve. Okay, so this is actually transition. This is less than 0.005. No? So we have to calculate for the phi factor. We have to calculate for the phi factor. Calculating for the phi factor. For the phi factor, you can calculate for the phi factor using simple interpolation. No? Pwede ka pong gumamit ng interpolation. So you have a phi factor and then strain S. Phi factor saka strain S. So kapag po ang strain natin is 0.005, ang phi factor mo 0.9. Kapag ang strain mo Fy over Es, ang phi factor mo 0.65. So given that your strain is 0.0043, or ito po yan, no? Yung kulay blue, this is 0.0043. You have to calculate for phi factor. So actually, in here, you can use your calculator, no? Linear interpolation lang. Linear interpolation. So, let me give you mag-interpolate muna tayo before using the calculator, no? Before using the calculator. So, interpolate. So, phi minus 0.9 divided by 0.65 minus 0.9. That is equal to this one, 0.0043. 0.0043 minus 0.005 divided by Fy over Es. So that is Fy is 415. 415 over 200,000 minus 0.005. So all of this, actually, ang unknown mo lang dito, phi factor. No? You can easily calculate for phi factor. 415 over 200,000 minus 0.005. What is the phi factor? 0.84. So other formulas, so this is actually the first solution, solution 1. Solution 2, you can use the formula given in the code, which is basically ang formula po sa code is coming from interpolation itself lang, galing lang din po sa interpolation. The phi factor is equal to 0.9 minus 0.65. Let me derive, no? Okay, it will be 0.65, no? So the formula in the code is actually 0.65 plus 0.25, that will be strain S minus strain Y over 0.005 minus strain Y, no? This is what is given in the code. That is 0.65 plus 0.25 strain S minus strain Y. So the phi factor will now be 0.65 plus 0.25. Strain S is 0.0043. Uh, uh, that will be 0.0043 minus 0. Strain Y, that is 415 over 200,000 divided by 0.005 minus strain Y, 415 over 200,000. So what is our phi factor? 0.84 pa rin. Siyempre, galing nga lang din to sa ano eh. Galing nga lang din to sa interpolation, no? So 0.84 pa rin kasi galing nga lang sa interpolation. Basically, I don't want to, sometimes I forget that formula. Actually, ngayon din nakalimutan ko siya because I don't want to memorize. What I'm doing is just a simple interpolation. So you can also use your calculator if you want. So as I've said, nagtuturo naman po na ako ng calculator. So solution 3, that will be CalQ. Ang gagawin po natin sa CalQ, mode 5.2, no? Mode 5, sorry, mode stat, mode 3.2. Nakikita yung CalQ ko? Right? Nakikita yung CalQ ko? Okay. So mode 3.2. So mode 3.2 pa lang, no? Mode 3.2. So mode 3.2. So since linear interpolation lang naman po yan, sa 0.9, sa 0.9, ang strain ko is 0.005, no? Sa 0.65, ang strain ko, Fy over Es. Ang Fy ko is basically 415 divided by 200,000. 1, 2, 3. So 200,000. So I have this 0.9 is equal to 0.005, then 0.65 Fy over Es, 0.002075. So press AC. Again, I just want, please remember, ang nilagay ko sa X, that is actually the phi. Ang nilagay ko sa Y, yung strain. Nilagay ko sa Y strain. So press AC. After you press AC, so if you want to solve for the phi factor, kailangan X hat yung ilalagay mo, no? So I want to solve for the phi factor. Kung phi factor, yun yung nasa X. So ang strain ko, which is yung na-compute natin na strain earlier, is 0.0043. So ilalagay ko lang po dito stat, which is regression, X hat. Kasi yung X ko nasa phi. So that is 4. 0.0043. Parehas pa rin, 0.84. So the phi factor is 0.84. So you have 3 solution. If you forget any one of this, pwede ka pong mamili kung anong gusto mong gamitin. It could be the simple interpolation, it could be the solution coming from the code, or it could be uh, calculator. Okay? So all will yield the same number. Pare-parehas lang, no? So now that our phi factor is 0.85, I can now calculate for phi mn. Mu is equal to phi mn. That is 0.84 multiplied by 240.92. What is our Mu? What is our Mu? Go 2.37. This is transition, okay? Transition. Again, kapag transition, you have to interpolate, no? Interpolate na tuloy. So interpolate, solution 1, you could do a simple interpolation if you forgot the formula. Solution 2, you could use the formula given in our code. Solution 3, you could use your calculator, mode 32. And to calculate for phi, that will be, lalagay mo lang po sa calculator mo, that will be the strain that you calculated, strain S multiplied by X hat. No? Lalabas na po si 0.84. Okay, so let's go to this problem. A reinforced concrete beam having a cantilevered span of 4 meter. So meron daw tayong cantilever span. This is 4 meter. Carries a uniform service dead load, 20 kilonewton meter. Dead load, no? And then, including the beam weight, take note, including the beam weight, and the uniform service live load of 36 kilonewton meter. So live load is 36 kilonewton meter. The beam has a width of 450 and effective depth of 730. So the section is actually, the width is 450 and the effective depth is 730. Specified compressive strength is as follows: 21 megapascal and 415 megapascal for steel. Calculate the required amount of reinforcement. Actually, my drawing is incorrect kasi our beam is actually a cantilever beam. So cantilever beam, the compression is actually at the bottom and the tension is at the top. So baliktad, no? So baliktarin natin para hindi kayo malito, no? So the tension the tension is at the top kasi nga po cantilever. Cantilever, negative moment. So tension is at the top, compression at the bottom. So the effective depth is given as 730. So the uniform load, ultimate uniform load is given as 1.2 dead load plus 1.6 live load. Ang ginagamit ko po muna 2010 NSCP, ano? So 1.2 dead load, that is 20, plus 1.6 of live load, that is 36. What is our uniform? Anyway, in your quizzes, in your exams, in the board exam, even in the board exam, if hindi sinabi kung anong code yung gagamitin, we assume it to be 2010. Or we assume it to be the recent code, NSCP 2015. Anyway, 2010 and 2015 are the same code. Pares lang yan. So kapag hindi po sinabi kung anong code, gamitin mo yung recent code, 1.2 and 1.6. Pero kapag sinabi, use 2001, gamitin mo yung 1.4 plus 1.7. Kaya nga po namin dinidiscuss yun sa review, no? Yung 1.4 and 1.7. What's the value of ultimate uniform load? 81.6. Calculating for the maximum moment, maximum moment is WL squared over 2 kasi nga po cantilever. 81.6 times 4 squared over 2. MU will now be 652.8. 652.8. So I will equate compression is to tension, no? So meron tayong compression. This is the tension. And then this is the compression. Let's say this is the compression. So this is the depth A. So compression is equal to tension. Compression is 0.85 of FC prime AB is equal to ASFY. Okay? I cannot calculate anything from here. So, ang mapapansin nyo, last time, usually we start the calculation from compression is equal to tension. That is true if hindi ka nagde-design. If alam mo yung amount ng reinforcement, you could start the calculation here. Compression is equal to tension. Pwede ka mag-start yan. Kasi alam mo si AS. Pero kapag hindi mo alam si AS, dalawa yung unknown dito. Hindi mo alam si A, hindi mo alam si AS. So, hindi ka pwedeng mag-start yan. Again, kapag hindi mo alam yung amount ng steel reinforcement, ibig sabihin, nagde-design ka ng amount. Nagde-design ka ng amount. So, hindi mo alam si A, hindi mo alam si AS, hindi ka pwedeng mag-start sa compression is equal to tension. Mag-i-start ka sa moment equation. So, ang moment equation natin, which is MU, that is equal to VMN. That is equal to V. Ang MN mo is compression or tension multiplied by D minus A over 2. So, dito ka mag-start, no? So, ang MU natin, 652.8. So, that will be 652.8 times 10 raised to 6 to make it Newton millimeter. Assuming tension controlled. Again, we are assuming here, assuming tension controlled, so 0.9. So, meron ako ditong nakalagay na assume tension controlled. Assuming tension controlled kasi ginamit ko 0.9, no? So, later on, we will check kung tension controlled niya ba. So, ang compression naman natin will be 0.85 of FC prime. FC prime is 21. 0.85 of FC prime A multiplied by B, which is 450. Effective depth is 730 minus A over 2. I can now calculate for A. What's the value of A? $136.45. And then I can now calculate for the value of C. Dahil po 21 megapascal, so beta is 0.85. So that is A over C. That is 136.45. A over beta, sorry, not C. A over beta. Beta is 0.85. What's the value of C? $160.53. Calculating for the strain, kasi nga nag-assume ako na tension controlled. So, if what you need to remember in design is kapag nag-assume ka, check mo kung tama yung assumption mo, no? Huwag assume ng assume. Okay? Sige, ako lang ang tumatawa sa joke ko ngayon kasi nga nagre-record lang tayo, 'di ba? Walang maraming tao. Anyway, sige. So calculating for the strain to check our assumption, that will be 0.003 multiplied by D minus C. So effective depth is 730 minus C, 160.53 over C, 160.53. So what is our strain? Zero point 0.0106, no? Actually, this is greater than 0.005, so this will be tension control. That is tension control. So now that I have na-confirm ko na po that yung strain ko is actually tension controlled. So the value of A is actually correct. This is correct. The value of A is correct. So kung mayroon akong value ng A, I can now calculate for the value of AS. pwede na ako mag-calculate ng value ng AS. So AS will now be solving for the value of AS, just cross multiply. So that is 0.85 of FC prime. FC prime is 21. A is 136.45. Multiply by B, 450. Divided by Fy, which is 415. Then what's the value of AS? What's the value of AS? So 641.07. In designing, usually you could check the minimum, pero hindi naman nag-govern yan kasi given that our minimum ranges around 400 to 700. 400 to 700. So, kapag nagde-design tayo, we usually check for the minimum reinforcement. So, for Romin, again, what I said earlier, for Romin, that is basically the maximum between the two, no? The maximum between 0.20 square root 0.25, 1/4, tama? Yun yung naalala ko. Or basically, square root of FC prime over 4 Fy. Or 0.25 of square root of FC prime. Or square root of FC prime over 4 Fy. Sige. Or 1.4 over Fy. Again, minimum is the maximum between the two. That is the square root of 21 divided by 4 multiplied by Fy. Fy is 415. And then this is 1.4 over 415. What's the first part? Yung upper. What's the upper? Four times 415. 0.00276. How about 1.4 over 415? That's 0.00337. So, since this is the larger, this will be the governing, no? Ito po yung mag-govern. So, since that is the governing, your AS minimum is equal to Romin BD. Romin BD. Ang Romin po natin is 0.00337. Ang B mo, that is 450. Ang D is 730. So what is our AS minimum? AS minimum, that is 1108.19. So minimum reinforcement is 1108. What you want to provide is 2641. So if you want to check for Romax, pwede rin naman po if you want to check for Romax. But basically, ang Romax mo, okay na yon, no? Usually okay na po si Romax. Kasi si Romax, ginagamit po yan. Anyway, kapag Romax kasi, sir, paano kapag yung AS ko po greater than Romax? Hindi ibig sabihin use Romax, no? Hindi mo gagamitin si Romax. Ang gagawin mo, you need to design using doubly reinforced design, DRB. Doubly reinforced beam. So, ang gagawin mo, design as DRB kapag yung Romax, if the Rho is greater than Romax, no? So, take note, sulat natin dito, baka hindi maintindihan, no? So, if Rho, or gawin natin, if Rho is greater than Rho mean, so use Rho. But if Rho is less than Rho mean, then use Rho mean. Okay? But if Rho is greater than Rho max, then design as DRB. Hindi use as Rho max, no? Design as double reinforced beam. Design as DRB kapag yung Rho mo is greater than Rho max. Or another case, kapag naman po in terms of AS, basically your AS is greater than AS mean. So use AS. On the other hand, kapag po yung AS natin is less than AS mean, so use AS mean. If yung AS mo na compute is greater than AS max, so design as DRB. Design as DRB. So, ano po yung AS max? We can also calculate for Rho max, no? Ano yung Rho max natin? Dito na lang, no? Rho max is equal to 0.85 of FC prime, beta 1 over Fy multiplied by 3 over 7. So that is 0.85 of FC prime, which is 21, multiplied by beta, that is 0.85, divided by Fy 415 multiplied by 3 over 7. What is our Rho max? What is your Rho max? 0.01566. So AS max is equal to 0.01566 ASBD, no? Rho BD. Ang B natin is 450 multiplied by 730. So AS max is equal to, ilan po ito? 5147. 16 millimeters squared. So dahil yung AS natin less than AS max and yung AS mo rin greater than AS mean, nasa gitna ng minimum saka maximum. So okay na okay, no? So this is your answer. This will be your final answer. That is your final answer. 2641.07. And let's say for example, may binigay na diameter ng bakal. So ang diameter ng bakal, let's say use diameter of the bar to be, let's say 20 millimeter. So how many 20 millimeter? Pag tinatanong po how many? How many? So for example, meron tayong AS na na-calculate. AS is actually equal to 2641.07. 2641.07 millimeters squared. So to calculate for the number of bars, that will be N is equal to AS divided by area bar. So area ng isang bakal. 2641.07 divided by area ng isang bakal, pi over 4, 20 squared. Ilan to? How many bars? 8.4. So 8.4, hindi po tayo nagra-round down when it comes to bakal. So basically, round up tayo. So say 9 bars. Say 9 bars. Okay. Let's try to answer this problem. How long it's been? What time did I start? Okay. So anyway, let's try to answer this one. A reinforced beam has a width of 250 and a total depth of 450, carries an ultimate moment of 203 kilonewton meter, and thus an effective depth of 375, specified compressive strength of 28, and a yield strength of 415. Determine the required steel area. No? So let's try to calculate. You have this one. This is 250. So ultimate moment natin, 203. So effective depth is 375. FC prime is 28. Fy is 415. And then the ultimate moment, Mu is 203 kilonewton meter. So again, you already know what to do here. Let's start with the moment equation. Start ka muna sa moment equation. So that will be Mu is equal to phi compression d minus a over 2. So Mu will be 203 times 10 raised to 6 is equal to phi, assuming tension control, that is 0.9. Compression is 0.85 of Fc prime. Fc prime is 28. A multiplied by B, which is 250. Effective depth is 375 minus A over 2. So I can now calculate for A. Again, this is just an assumption. Assume tension control. What's the value of A? The value of A will be 120.43. 120.43, again, calculating for the value of C, that will be 120.43 divided by 0.85. C will be 141.68. Then calculating for checking the assumption. Check the assumption. Check. Checking the assumption, that will be the phi factor or the strain, calculating the strain. Strain S is equal to 0.003 D minus C 375 minus C 141.68 divided by 141.68. What's the value of strain? The value of strain will be 0.0049. No? 0.0049 is less than 0.005. So again, medyo pinahirapan tayo ng konti. This is actually tension control. Transition, sorry. Transition. This is transition. Under transition. So we have to recalculate kasi wrong assumption. This is wrong assumption. So wrong assumption, we have to recalculate the capacity. We have to recalculate the capacity. So recalculating the capacity, we have again, Mu is phi compression, D minus A over 2. So ang Mu natin is 203 times 10 raised to 6. Now I have to write phi in terms of C, which is actually in terms of A, no? So dahil po transition, medyo pinahirapan ng konti, dahil transition, I have to write, again isa-isahin po natin, no? I have to write phi in terms of C. Ito rin, kailangan ko pong isulat in terms of C. Para itong A, pwede ko isulat as A is equal to 0.85 C. And then, I just have to solve for the value of C. So, solve ko lang yung value ng C. So, going back, alam natin that phi factor is equal to 0.65. plus 0.25 ng strain S, no? Strain S minus strain Y over 0.005 minus strain Y. Okay? So, calculating for strain Y ko is Fy, which is 415. 415 over 200,000, ilan to? 415 over 200,000, ilan? 0.002075. 0.02075. And then, I can also write strain S in terms of 0.003 D minus C, or basically, D minus C over C, no? Isusulat ko siya in terms of C, so that is 0.003. Effective depth is 375 minus C over C. So I have to write phi, which is 0.65 plus 0.25. Strain S is 375 minus C over C minus 0.002075 divided by 0.00 0.005 minus 0.002075. Okay? So that is my phi factor. Phi factor na in terms of C. So substituting siya dito, medyo mahaba-haba yung equation natin, no? Ang phi factor natin in terms of C is 0.65 plus 0.25. Ang MU pala natin, 203. So substitute ko na. 203 times 10 raised to 6 is equal to 0.65 plus 0.25 of 375 minus C over C minus 0.002075 divided by 0.005 minus 0.002075. Okay, phi factor pa lang yan, no? Phi factor pa lang. .65 plus 0.25, 375 minus C. Okay? So, phi factor multiplied by C, that is 0.85 FC prime. Yung A ko, gagawin ko na pong 0.85 of C. Ang FC prime natin, directly substituting, ang FC prime natin is what? FC prime is 28. So, 28 sa FC prime. Ang B natin is 250. So, multiply by 250. Multiply by D minus A over 2. Ang D natin is 375 minus 0.85 of C over 2. So, you can now solve for C. Ang unknown lang po dito C, no? Kaya bang isolve? Anyway, ang gawin nyo, ano lang po, ang gawin nyo is, i-simplify nyo muna. 0.85 times 28 times 0.85 times 250. No? So, ito yun. 5057.5. 5057.5. 0.85 if 10 to 8 times 0.85 times 250. So, simplify natin, no, para madaling i-type sa CalQ. 203 times 10 raised to 6 is equal to 0.65 plus 0.25. That will be 375 minus, anyway, sige, huwag natin simplify, no? 375 minus C over C minus 0.002075 divided by 0.005 minus 0.002075 divided by 0.002925. Okay? Multiply by, ano nga yung kaninang value? That is 0.85 times 21 times 0.85 of 250. No, simplify lang natin. 28 pala, not 21. Yeah, it's 28. It's 5057.5 multiplied by 375 minus 0.85 of C over 2. Ayan na, type nyo po sa calc yan, no? So, 203 times 10 raised to 6. Anyway, pwede nyong store yung 0.002075, shift store A, tapos yung 0.002925, shift store B. So, 203 times 10 raised to 6 is equal to 0.65 plus 0.25 of 375 minus x divided by x. Nawala yung multiplier ko ng 0.003. Yeah, nawala yung multiplier na 0.003. May multiplier pa po ako dito na 0.003. I have a multiplier of 0.003. So, dito rin may multiplier ako na 0.003. Ang haba pala, no? Multiplier ako na 0.003. Nawala yung multiplier ko na 0.003. So, that is 0.003 pag 1 point daw sa exam, skip na lang daw niya. 0.00 in-store ko kaya to sa A, no? In-store ko sa A. In-store ko rin to sa B. Okay, so I think ito naman na yan. 5057.5 multiply by 375 minus 0.80, nawala yung x. May C pa po ako sa labas, ha? May C pa tayo sa labas. So may C pa dyan. 5057 times x and then 375 minus 0.85 of x over 2. Nakuha na ba kayong sagot? Yung sagot. Ito, di ba? 159. 159 point. Tama? This the answer. $159.77. How about you? I think 159 is correct kasi medyo malapit lang sa 141. Supposed to be close to 141. If you are thinking of an answer, dapat medyo malapit sa 141. So 159 is correct. How about you, Tristan? Maybe baka hindi nyo nailagay yung 0.003, ah. May 0.003 yan. Yeah, that is correct. 159.77. If I want to solve for A, A is 0.85 of 159.77. Sir, kulang po ng 0.005 yung baba. Hindi, minus ko na yan, diretso. 0.005 minus 0.002075. Kaya naging 0.002925. Naka-minus na yon. Naka-minus na yon. Sinimplify ko lang. So, shift store niyo yung value na yan. So, if I want to solve for A, that will be 135.804. Try to check. Parehas po ba? Try to check. Tama na, di ba? All goods. Yeah, that's 159.77, no? So, A is 135.824. So, pag tinanong nung, Sir, bakit nag-lag? Tagal kasi mag-compute ng taga-compute ko eh. Okay? So, once you have the value of A, we can now determine the question. Do I still have to check? Do I still have to verify kung, Sir, kailangan mo pa bang i-verify kung transition? Hindi na. Kasi sigurado na tayong transition, no? Kasi nga, na-check na natin na transition eh. So, sure ka na po na transition yan. You don't have to check. You don't have to check. So, dahil may value ka na ng A, you just have to calculate for the value of AS, no? So, balik ka sa compression is equal to tension. Compression is 0.85 of FC prime. AB equal to AS, ASFY. So, that will be 0.85 of FC prime. FC prime is 28. We have the value of A, 135.824. B is 250. So you can now calculate for AS multiplied by FY, which is 415. Actually, this is surely yield. If you don't, if you want, you could check kung nag-yield ba yung bakal. But basically, nag-yield yan. No? So this is 1947.07. So, if magbibigay man ako ng ganito sa exam, ang gagawin ko dun sa choices, ilalagay ko din yung AS kung saan ang ginamit yung fee is 0.9, no? Para patibong. So, AS is 1947. So, basically, if you want to check for AS minimum, pwede naman. You can check for AS min, but uh, uh, If you want to check for AS mean, pwede naman din, but I'm sure na hindi po ito magre-require ng minimum reinforcement. So, but you can check for AS minimum. You can check for AS minimum. Sige na nga, check na nga natin yung AS minimum. So, AS minimum is what? AS minimum is, actually, ito pa rin yun, di ba? FC prime, square root of FC prime over Fy. Square root of FC prime over 4Fy. 1.4 over Fy. Square root ng 28 over 4 times Fy 415. This is 1.4 divided by 415. Romin pa lang po ito, Romin. What's the value of the upper part? Square root of 28. Times 415. 0.00 318 or 319, no? And then the other one, 1.4 over 415, 0.00337. So basically, this is still the governing one. So AS mean is now equal to 0.00337 multiplied by rho BD. Ang B natin is 250 times 375. Tinatakpan ko pala. No? So AS mean is actually equal to 316.27. You can also check for AS max. So siguradong pasukan na ng minimum. AS max naman po. AS max, that is equal to AS max, that is 0.85 FC prime beta over Fy. Fy is 415 divided, multiplied by 3 over 7. So what is AS max? BD pala. Multiply by BD, which is 250 multiplied by 375. What is AS max? 1958. So almost malapit na, no? 1958.58. But still, AS is between AS mean and AS max. Kapag in between, ito pa rin po yung sagot. This is the governing, no? That is the governing. 1958 kasi yung AS max. So, actually, this problem is quite difficult, siguro. We actually make this problem just to ensure, ang ginawa namin yung problem na yan is just to ensure na magiging siyang tension controlled while you are, magiging siyang transition controlled while you are designing, no? Yan to po, ano? Magiging siyang transition controlled while you are designing. But anyway, let me just share what's ano po yung ginagawa sa common design firm. What's been doing in the common design firm, ang ginagawa na lang nila na AS max is the raw 5. Para if ever man na ganito, ganito po yung ganito yung problem, ginagawa na lang nilang doble reinforce instead of solving this as a very complicated problem na medyo mahaba yung calculation. Ginagawa na lang nila, they are just making it doubly reinforced. Nagawa nilang double reinforced. But if we are going to follow directly what's been written in the code, yung 3/7 yung AS max natin, this is actually the correct solution. This is the correct solution. However, common design offices or common design practice, ang ginagawa na lang, simplify na lang natin, ang gawin na lang natin ng AS max, ang sinasabi nila, ang AS max na lang natin is raw 5, which is yung 3/8. Actually, that's what I want to mention in this problem. Yan yung gusto ko sabihin, no? Na other design firm, ang ginagawa nilang maximum, yung raw max is 3/8 para mas madali. Okay? Para mas madali. To simplify the problem. Kasi kung gagawin nga naman natin na 3/8, much easier yung magiging calculation. Okay? Any question about this problem? Bakit po naging easier yung 3/8? Kasi kapag 3/8, kung ginawa mo na ang raw max mo, let's say, ang gawin nating raw max is 3/8, no? So, kapag yung ginawa mong raw max is 3/8, sige, paliwanag pa natin. Kapag ang ginawa mong raw max 3/8, this problem will be doubly reinforced. Magiging siyang doubly reinforced problem. Kasi ang raw max mo, yung AS max mo, yung A5, for example, yung A5, magiging smaller value. So, if you want to calculate, yung A5 mo magiging 0.8528 multiplied by 0.85 divided by 415 multiplied by 3/8 multiplied by 250 times 375. Ano yung A5? Much lower, right? This will be much lower. $1,713. So, ibig sabihin, kung yung A5 ko, 1,713.76, magiging itong doble reinforced design. Tama? Kasi ang AS ko is greater than A5. Ang gagawin ko, kung gagawin ko yung A5 ko talaga, yung A5, which is yung when the strain is 0.005, kung yan yung gagawin ko na maximum area ng concrete, magiging itong doble reinforced. Magiging doble reinforced. And we are going to talk about that here. Magiging siyang doble reinforced. So, magiging siyang doble reinforced. But basically, if we are going to follow the code, this problem, you can design this as singly reinforced. Pwede mo siyang i-design as singly reinforced. Just like what we did. Ito pong ginawa natin. Na-design natin siya as singly reinforced. Singly reinforced lang. Using transition. If we are going to follow the code. Anyway, pag-usapan po natin yung double reinforce in my next discussion since I don't want to continue anymore, no? This will be the part 2. So part 3 will start with double reinforced frame.